Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at tattoocharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait. Visit 21st Amendment Tavern, located in the Germantown neighborhood at the corner of Burnett and Shelby. 21st Amendment Tavern has great drinks and amazing food from head chef Andrea Estes. Also at the tavern, the Metal Forge Live is featured with doors at 9 and shows at 10 and just $5. Head on out to 21st Amendment Tavern. Welcome to the Metal Forge. I'm your host, Mark Jackson, and I'm going to be pounding out the best regional metal for you tonight. If you're new to this show, pick up your hammer and get down with some of these featured guests. Got any questions or comments? Send them to metalforgeradio@gmail.com. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Mark, your host. How the fuck are you all doing today? I am doing super cool. You know, I do want to say thank you to 21st Amendment Tavern and Tattoo Charlie's for the sponsorships, along with all of the Patreon supporters, Ryan, Evan, Sean, Mick. You guys are fucking awesome. I appreciate everything you all do. What you all are doing is keeping the Metal Forge going. So hell yeah. This is one of the features I'm going to try and do on the show from now on, is I'm going to look onto the Loudwire news of rock. And it looks like here, System of a Down, Korn, and Faith No More teasing a show announcement. They all tweeted the same picture and said Monday, whatever the hell that means. Looks like Dave Mustaine is coming out with a Rest in Peace memoir. Ripper Owens and Rob Halford are open to a collaboration. That might be kind of cool. You know, priest of two eras meeting at one time, you know. James is out of rehab from Metallica, so he's back up and running. Hell yeah. Looks like there's quite a bit of stuff rolling around. I do have Palewalker calling into the studio. Mike, he's going to be calling in here, and we're going to talk about their up-and-coming shows and, you know, just getting back together. They played this past week at the Mag Bar. I was actually at Mercury Ballroom hosting the Iron Maidens that night. You know, I've always been kind of torn on tribute bands and such, but it was a pretty cool gig. I appreciate the offer. Stay tuned to the Facebook page, facebook.com/MetalForgeRadio, which everything is branded Metal Forge Radio. Twitter is Metal Forge Radio. It's metalforgeradio.com. Pay close attention to the Facebook page because I'm going to be giving away tickets to Tom Kiefer, Jeff Tate, Ohm, and Black Label Society in this moment. Theory of a Dead Man with 10 years coming up all through the Facebook page. And they're going to be in the Louisville area with Paris Town Hall, which is Old Forester's Paris Town Hall, Headliners Music Hall, Mercury Ballroom. Oh, shit. So, yeah. And, you know, stay tuned for future interviews as well, where I'm going to be having Wild Ride on the show from Louisville. I'm going to be having Zephaniah from Fort Wayne, Indiana, you know, and with, you know, Palewalker on here later. They're from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm working on getting more out of the Louisville area, and hopefully that'll happen here soon. Let's check out Effigy from Palewalker, and then let's take Mike's call. Rock on.
It's in the terrorist when memory spread.
by Palewalker from Lexington, Kentucky, and I am being joined on the phone right now from Mike Watkins from that band. Mike, how you doing tonight, man?
What's up, my brother?
Oh shit, dude, it's cold up here in I'm a little bit north of Louisville. I'm in Indiana, but it's cold as shit. I had snow this morning, so it is what it is. It's that time of year.
It's a suck fest here too, man.
Yeah.
It's just gloom and doom. But I mean, I would take the gloom, but or take the doom, but fuck the gloom.
Right.
We're stuck with both. Seems like.
Oh, I know. It's like, hey, Sabbath. Gloom and doom.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I take that shit all day long, man. Keep the shitty weather, but we are in Kentucky, man. So.
Yeah, it could be 75 tomorrow. You never know.
Yeah, and I have the fucking flu again.
Absolutely. So tell the Metal Forge listeners out there about Palewalker.
Oh, gee. Where would I start? I guess this project started about 5 years ago. I had an old friend that used to play in a band with me called Hellbilly Stomp Tribe from the fucking 90s up into the early 2000s. And we were kind of like a roadhouse metal band, but he used to play bass for that band. He contacted me, said he had a couple of guys that wanted to play. I was in Cane's Rage at the time and had we had kind of fizzled out and stopped doing shows and everything. So I got with him. We started doing a project. 6 months later, we had a bunch of material, and, how the fighting over the name shit is, And
oh, yeah.
Finally, it took us we wrote an album in 6 months, but still hadn't settled on a fucking name. So it's just like, that's how it is. That's how it was with us, But we finally settled on the name Palewalker, and then I kind of created this character, the Palewalker. He's actually a character. He's kind of this ghoulish spirit of vengeance. But we're working out an origin story for this guy and everything, because we're a bunch of fucking nerds and that's what we do.
Right on. So it's kind of like a concept band in a way.
Well, not really though, because our songs aren't anything to actually do with the Palewalker unless we, decide to write one about him. But the character itself is probably just going to be like a side thing, that we explore. But as far as the music goes, we just cover several different topics. We don't try to fall into the concept thing as of yet, anyway. Right now, we're just kind of writing what we feel
and feeling what you're right.
We're not trying to do like. I see what you're saying. I probably sounded like that by the definition I was giving you of the Palewalker, but no, creating the character and the mythos and all that would probably be a separate thing from the music. Because we want to write just all kinds of different kind of shit. We don't want to have to be in a box or we have to write about this or sound like that or, the thing with Palewalker and the thing that we agreed with in the beginning is that we were going to write the fucking music that we wanted to hear. And as long as it was something that we could sit and jam up and be proud of, then we knew we were on the right track, whatever that was. If it was something slow and melodic, then it better have some fucking heart in it. If it was hard hitting, then it better fucking hit,
I could go along with that 100%.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we've went toward the songwriting aspect.
Right on. Which that actually kind of answers the first question I usually ask too is, how do y'all write a song? So,
well,
you feel what
generally that's up to me. So I write most of the music and then take it in, and then of course, the guys sit there and dismantle it. We break it apart, rearrange it sometimes, and sometimes the guys will add a part or two. Or we'll take away a part or two, not everything. They're not all zingers, I might come in with something I'm really hyped about, and then you can just tell by the looks on your band members' faces and whether it's a hit or not.
Right.
If they give you that fucking sour lemon look, you're like, well, I guess.
Well,
back to the drawing board,
That's when you look at all of them and you're like, well, they can't all be fucking hits, guys.
That's it, man. But it's supposed to be all killer, no filler. That's our goal anyway.
Right, right.
But I should probably mention also that there were actually two incarnations of Palewalker. There was a lineup that we started with that I was referring to earlier, and all those guys left except for my bass player and me. And we went out and found new members and started a whole brand new Palewalker with new music, new direction, new everything. Right. You know, so I didn't want anybody out there with the misconception that we had a 5-year history with the lineup that we have now, because we're basically a new band now. We've been writing together for almost a year and out playing for about the last 6 months of it. So
awesome. So, and y'all are based out of Lexington, Kentucky, and I know you, by the time this show airs, or drops rather, you all will have played at the Mag Bar in Louisville. Hopefully that
we've played there.
A good show.
We've played there once already, and it's a great place. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love playing the Mag Bar. You know,
I'll tell you something, man. Any place you go into that has fucking Deicide, Carcass, and King Diamond on the jukebox is my kind of fucking place, man.
You know what?
That's home to me, dude.
If you have a local CD, they're now putting local discs in the jukebox.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just made a post about it here recently, and are just like, hey, you got a local album, bring it to us, we'll put it in. And they put it in rotation, which is super, super cool.
Oh, that's way cool, man. Yeah. That's far out, dude. I didn't know that. So that gives us an incentive to take one to them then. That's really
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got like a battle vest or anything like that, or battle jacket, they did have, I don't know if they still do, they've got patches and pins available too. So, cause I sport one on mine.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah,
I really dig that place, and obviously the people that own it or that are running it are exceptionally cool and probably have played in bands before, I would think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't know them. I don't think I've ever met them, but I'm just kind of going by, you know, how the place operates and what I've seen of it. It's definitely band-friendly, and I love that. You know, it's just hell of a place.
Super cool people, super cool place to play. I've always dug it. So what is your allure to music?
Oh, shit, man. In my whole life. I mean, music's been like food to me, you know. It's probably simultaneously saved and ruined my life all at the same time. You know.
Oh, I could go along with it.
Yeah, but it's definitely my go-to for any situation, really. I mean, if I'm down, it's music. If I'm up, it's music. If I'm just sitting around doing jack all shit, it's music. It's just, it's literally a part of me all the way to my marrow. I couldn't imagine a world without music.
Right. I could definitely agree with that 100%. It's one of those things that's just like, I took a year break one time and was just like,
it makes you a miserable fuck, doesn't it, man?
Well, yeah. It's like, what's missing? And it's like, I haven't played guitar in a month.
I went on a 3-year break like that when I was living down in Florida. And I kind of hung it up and quit playing, and was probably one of the darker periods of my life. I was really lost for a while.
That's definitely, I'm glad you're not there anymore, because now I get to listen to an awesome band.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We've sure worked hard on the stuff that we've got so far. And being in a band yourself, there's a lot of times where you go into, those lull moments where you can't really come up with anything new. And it's just dry moments. We all go through it. Anybody that's creative has those dry spells.
Oh, yeah.
And the cool thing that's been about this band is that we have, it's just like effortless to write with these guys. It's like anything that I come in with, even if it's something that's really not that good, if we put that down, we go right into something else, and it seems to work. It never seems to get, we never seem to get hung up or stale on an idea. If something's not clicking, we go right on to the next thing. And it's like sometimes we just pull these songs right out of the air, and they almost write themselves. So it's been really cool, man. It's hard to find that in a band. It's hard to find that chemistry, but right now I've got it, and I'm very thankful to have it.
That's awesome. So what inspires? I know you're the guitar player in the band.
Hmm.
So what inspires you to write music? I mean, do you sit there and do you watch like a true crime documentary? Do you read a comic? I mean, what inspires you to write music for the most part?
Oh hell, I don't know what doesn't. That would be the harder question. Is that what can you not put a soundtrack to? And I can't really think of anything, man.
I've always wanted to put a
really,
soundtrack. I've always wanted to
yeah.
use an album of mine to and say, hey, Jared, the artist, and say, make like an 8-page comic to this.
Oh, that'd be cool, man.
and
That would be cool.
but it's a huge, like an 8-page deal. It's a huge undertaking. It's like, okay, so 8 songs, a page a song essentially to make a cohesive story, and it's like,
Right.
well, yeah, and then his creative thing happens, and it's like, so yeah, I totally get what you're saying. It's like putting a soundtrack to something.
Well, I say that in one hand, but while I'm looking at life, but if I sit down with something, like if I was to sit down with like source material, like a book or a movie, and somebody said, "Hey, put music to this," I have a hard time with that sometimes. Like it's like I can sit later and maybe come up with something to it, but I don't know how some of these people sometimes approach doing these soundtracks, because. I don't know. It's like it's almost like it's not an honest emotion when you already have it carved out for you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the story's already written, so it's hard to put your stamp to an already written song. I maybe overanalyze it, but that's what has always kind of stumped me about these guys that write these soundtracks. I kind of envy the ability that they have to just sit down and do that.
Oh, absolutely. I always look at, I use the measuring stick on stuff like, I'll say, for example, Master of Puppets. I say that a lot, but with like
that is the fucking Bible, dude. I mean, that
right.
album is,
well, that's
that
why I
album is
use
the
it.
fucking
It's like
Bible
because
of metal.
everybody knows it. And
Yeah.
but in the soundtrack aspect of it, and like what you just said, I always wonder about people like John Williams, who did Jaws, who did E.T., who did Star Wars, Indiana Jones. These huge films for most of us, it's our childhood films.
Yeah.
That are like,
We take for granted that music's already in there, but when
Right.
they get it, it's just footage.
right,
It's just empty. It's just empty footage. And so, how do they hear
that he has
a
to
music
create
for that? Yeah, it's
Yep.
just wild, man.
and that,
It's very cool because when I write a song, it's like I'm just pulling riffs, man. Like I'm feeling a groove. Or
and
if I'm sad, I'm feeling like a despair, and I can write with that. But if I already had a set footage I had to write to, it's such a different aspect of writing for me that I would probably have a hard time with it.
it would be daunting, yeah, because you're just like,
Yeah.
you would be like racking your brain. It's like when you sit there and you try to force creation, I guess.
Yeah, you can't do that. You know that, being an artist yourself. If
Right.
you sit down and somebody says, "Well, write me a song," well, fuck you.
Right.
I will in my time, and sometimes, like I said earlier, sometimes it's just effortless, But if you sit down with the intent to do it, it's just like if you were single and you were going out with the intent to meet your next girlfriend. How many times has that shit ever worked out for anybody? Like
Right.
You're going out to meet your next significant one, and you end up coming home with fucking Chi-Chi, the fucking dancer from Paradise City or something.
Paradise
She's
City.
not your fucking significant next. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not looking for it, you might run into her at the Kroger or some shit, and just by accident, meet the one you were looking for.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the same way with music. If you go hunting for it and searching for it, it's usually going to be contrived and not as good as if it just comes naturally.
Right. I can go along with that 100%. That's good stuff. I mean, if you could play any major concert from days gone by, or, I say days gone by, but, or anything, if you could play any major concert, what would it be?
Like throughout history?
Yeah.
I had thought about that question before, and man, that's a real stumper, man.
I know there's so many notable things like
Oh
Isle
yeah,
of
I mean,
Wight,
where the
Walk,
fuck?
and Woodstock.
Yeah, I mean, where the fuck would I? Of course, any Bakken. Put me on any Bakken any year. I would fucking love that. Any of the old Ozfests
Oh yeah.
that I used to go to were just legendary.
You're a Sabbath fan. I would totally peg you for like 1975 California Jam.
Oh yeah,
that
well,
footage
Deep
of
Purple was
them.
there also, and I love Deep Purple. They were also there, so yeah, that would have been a fucking great show, man.
Yeah, a friend of mine's band went to see Judas Priest, and Deep Purple was opening for them, and I was like, "Ah, you guys suck."
Oh, I missed that show, and I was sick from it, dude. I was sick from it.
Oh,
I did catch Priest back on the Painkiller tour though, back in '91. That was fucking badass, man.
dude.
But yeah, I missed them with Deep Purple this last time around, and that made me sick.
Yeah, I've got tickets to Louder Than Life because I'm a huge Metallica fan, and they're playing the Friday and the Sunday this year, and they have not announced the Saturday headliner for Louisville, and there's rumors that it's either going to be Judas Priest or AC/DC with Brian Johnson, because they're supposed to go back on tour with him.
Either one would be fucking fantastic.
Right. But I've never seen Priest. I've seen AC/DC before, but like Priest, oh my gosh, I'd flip out.
Dude, Priest is fucking great.
Yeah, I've heard.
I'm telling you, they're great. I saw them 20 years ago, but I've got some very reliable friends that have seen them a couple of times in the recent years and say they haven't missed a fucking step, man. Like, they're still monsters, So I can guarantee you that would be a fucking great show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I had heard a rumor that Rammstein was going to play that festival, but something didn't work out right.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. I think they're playing. No, I think they're going to be like on the opposite side of the country that weekend, because I know the weekend of. It's like the 4th or something. They're going to be at Soldier Field in Chicago, but they're not. It's weird. They're not playing like Chicago. Excuse me, Chicago, Indianapolis. It's not like a normal route.
Yeah, they're not. It's fucked up. They're not. They're playing a very select.
They're playing
dates.
Yeah, they're playing they're only playing like 7 or 8 shows in North America. But the thing is like they'll play they're going to be playing like Foxborough, Mass.
Yeah, they're going to be playing huge fucking stadiums. I did notice that. I mean, they're not fucking around. They're trying to bring in 80, 100,000 people. And you know what?
They can do it. And they will do it.
They will, yeah.
Because the last time they were here.
Live band. That's the greatest show I ever seen was Rammstein.
Oh.
I caught them on the 2012 tour when they came through the last time, and it was fucking breathtaking.
I originally saw them on their first North American tour in 1998.
The Family Baggies?
Yes, with Korn and Limp Bizkit and them and Ice Cube, Orgy, and Incubus. And I was like, oh my gosh. And
I remember that tour, man. That was something else. They got into a lot of shit over that too.
Right, because
they still bringing out the plastic dick and.
Yep. Yep.
They got into a lot. It actually almost broke the band up, that's what I understand.
Yeah, they got into a big deal over that. But, let's get back to you here.
Okay, yeah, because we could sit and talk shit about metal all fucking night, and I'd be fine with it, dude.
Absolutely. What is Palewalker's greatest accomplishment over its career? I know it's a shorter career; it's 5 years, but
it's definitely yet to come, man. Definitely yet to come.
Right on.
I think just so far, just coming out the gate on this second run, because this is actually, like I said earlier, it's the Mark II of Palewalker. The first run, we just played, about 20-some shows, maybe, I think, and kind of fizzled out. And it was such a different sounding band than we are now. So it's really, I think the coolest thing about us is just the receptions that we've got so far from people. You know, people really seem to genuinely love what we're doing, and it's very cool, man. I mean, you can tell when somebody's blowing smoke up your ass. You know, like people come up to you, oh man, that's really cool, man. You know, and you know when they're bullshitting, and you know when people really, really dug what you're doing, and it seems like people are really digging it, man. So I'm very happy so far. I mean, it's slow. It's, you know, it's always slow coming out the gate, man. But I feel like we're building steam up, and I feel like that so far so good, man. You know, so I'm hoping it just keeps on rolling.
Absolutely. If you could have written or recorded any song or album in history, you know, what would it be and why?
This is an interesting one, man, and this one might surprise you.
It's
I would have
it's
to
Hit
say,
Me Baby One More Time from Britney Spears, isn't it?
yeah, that's the one.
I knew it.
I'd like to have the check off of that bitch. I'll tell you that. I'd like to have the song I'd like to have the money that fucking song made. You know,
Right.
But I wasn't calling Britney the bitch. I was calling the song the bitch. But she may be a bitch too. I just don't know. But this is an interesting question, and it's kind of an interesting answer, I think. And my answer would be Sepultura's album Against.
Oh, okay.
I would like to have been a part of that. And the reason is Sepultura was my fucking favorite band. I loved this band. I loved them so much. I just thought they were fucking amazing. When Max Cavalera left that band, it fucking broke my soul, man. I was like, damn, you know, I couldn't believe it. So I had such this desire to hear, well, how are they going to sound now, you know, without Max? And when Against come out, man, they were just missing those fat riffs. They were just missing the really catchy hooks and the really kick-ass breakdowns. And I mean, they were still solid on that album, but it wasn't a good album on their standards. And if I could go back and have been a part of anything, I would say it would be that album.
Interesting.
Just to try, yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that the Sepultura have puts out some amazing stuff even after Max left. I think some of their albums have just been fucking brilliant, and a lot of people don't even listen to them because it's not the same. They haven't given Sepultura a chance in like 20 years, and I'm telling all y'all out there, go listen to some of this stuff. It is fucking good metal, man. It is really good, what they're still doing today.
Yeah.
But if I could have been a part of any album, I would say that would have been the one, just to, you know, put some fucking riffs in there.
You know, I can dig that. I'm pretty much a fan of theirs up until about 97, which is about the same time when that came out. That was Against was like 97, 98. So
exactly, yeah, because Roots was 96,
right?
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always tell the story anytime somebody brings up Sepultura. I always bring up the story of the picture on the back of Morbid Visions.
Mm-hmm.
And where it's got the picture of the band. And the funny thing about it is if you look at their bullet belts, they're not bullet belts. They are taped together AA batteries. Because they were so poor and they couldn't get them in Brazil. So they looked at like pictures of Motorhead and Venom and all of these bands.
Celtic Frost too were a big influence on them early on.
They would look at the pictures and see the bullet belts, and they were like, "Well, we can't get these. What do we do?" And that's what they did, and that actually came from Max himself saying that. So
that's great. You know, I may have read that in his biography, because I did read his biography, and he talks about those early days. It was really interesting.
Oh, very much.
Too. His father was like an ambassador or some kind of shit for Argentina, maybe, or
something like that,
or Spain, or I can't remember. But a very interesting book, nonetheless. And yeah, they were very poor and very sparse upbringing. After his father died, they just really had it rough. And boy, metal you talk about metal saving somebody's soul, man. I think I think that's a great metal story, you know, is the Caballeros and how they pulled themselves up literally out of the gutter and just took the world on. That's really inspiring.
Very much. And, you know, Max to this day, yeah, he still does stuff, but...
Oh, he's the fucking riff monster, man.
Right. And, you know...
anything Max is a part of, it kicks ass.
And, you know... it's just, you know the only reason he plays why it says 4 strings, right?
That's all he fucking uses.
Well, that's all he plays because he broke his B and E strings on tour one time, and he never used them anyway, so he just told his guitar tech to not even worry about putting them back on.
Yeah, not even put them back on, yeah.
So that's the reason why he only plays that. It would have been funny had they released his signature series with only 4 strings.
The 4 strings, yeah. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
the Viper.
You know, I'll tell you what, man. Everybody talks, you know, and James Hetfield is a god of the rhythm guitar. He absolutely is. Maybe the best ever, maybe the best of all time.
Not if you ask Dave Mustaine.
Yeah. Well, Dave is more of a lead player in my book, though. He's more of a lead guitarist.
I'm just being a smart ass about that.
If you want to talk about pure rhythm guitarists, man, I got to put Max Cavalera in the conversation, because if you go back and listen to Beneath the Remains, Arise, and Chaos AD,
oh yeah,
dude, those are fucking the rhythm work on those albums is fucking legendary.
I'll agree with that.
He just was amazing. Yeah, he was fucking amazing. He's become a little lax. He's more into just doing the groove thing now. His riffs are still fast. You know, they're not as technical or as precise as they used to be. They're still way badass, man. Yeah, I'd have to put him in the conversation. But anyway, yeah, that's the answer to that. I would have wanted to had a hand in Sepultura's Against.
And you know, and that's an interesting thing. That's one of the most interesting answers I've ever got for that question was. It was because it was something that you would have wanted to be a part of. And most people look at that question as something that they could have written and be famous for writing it. I've never actually got it from
I can see that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I looked at it as a you know, like I always fantasized when I was coming up as writing the next Sepultura album. You know, like when I heard Chaos AD, it's like I would play these fantasies in my head, like being on stage with Max and just fucking jamming, you know, and being a part of their next whatever. Which I guess is what you do if you're any super fan of, you know, a band or.
Oh yeah.
You know, could be, but yeah, that's kind of where that.
I'm a huge Motorhead
Well, I guess
fan,
that answer came from, you know. But yeah, that was like a fantasy. I just wanted to write the next Sepultura record.
I totally dig that. So I do ask some, you know, off music topic questions.
Sure.
Do you have a favorite film?
A favorite what?
Movie? Favorite movie?
Film? Oh, I've got 2, and for 2 totally different reasons. And I can't say I love one more than the other, but I love them both. My first would be The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
He was just brought up on a recent episode, so.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, The Thing is his swan song. That movie is just fucking visceral, man. It's still to this day. I've seen it 18,000 times, and it still fucking creeps me out, man.
Yeah,
I just love that movie. The tension in it, you know, the fact you don't know who the fucking thing is. And even after seeing it 100 times, I knew who the fucking thing was. I've known since the first time I saw it, when I was 8, 10 years old or whatever. But I just love that movie, man. It's just absolutely perfect. The execution of it, the animatronics, there was no CGI then. The fucking special effects are top notch. I'd put them up against any CGI bullshit that's going on today. And just a great, great movie, man, was The Thing. And my other one, my side movie, also my favorite movie, I say sometimes, is Sling Blade.
Oh, yeah?
I love Sling Blade, man. Sling Blade just touched me on so many different levels, because it was heartwarming and sad and just all the above, man. Like there was every kind of emotion in that movie, and the performance of Billy Bob in that was just. I mean, Carl was just such a unique character, and I just love that movie for several different reasons. But yeah, Flame Blade
I can understand
great
that.
movie.
You know, one of the things I've always thought about, two things about, you know, that movie is, well, it's not just necessarily that movie. One, it's the performance from Billy Bob Thornton. Because
and Dwight Yoakam.
That's to be continued. Give me a second on that
one. Okay, sorry. I got excited to talk about it.
Absolutely. With Billy Bob Thornton, you know, he's in Tombstone. He's in a ton of films in his, not necessarily early career, but his uprising career. And he really transforms himself as a character. And you know, because if you look at him in Tombstone, where he's the dealer in the Egyptian room, you know, and you look at him there, you know, you would never think that they were the same person.
No, I didn't know it for years.
Yeah. And
I didn't know, I mean, literally, I didn't know that for like a couple of years. I didn't realize that was Billy Bob.
I still like Homegrown with him.
Yeah. I need to watch that one again because I don't really remember that one very well.
One of the films that I really enjoy him in is a film called A Simple Plan.
I remember that. That was with old boy for Weird Science. What was his
Bill
name?
Paxton.
Bill Paxton, yeah.
It was funny. Yeah. You said Weird Science first, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Chet the turd.
Yes, exactly.
I love that, man.
And
I am definitely a product of the '80s, man. I can't help it, you know.
I feel you. My ringtone is Masters of the Universe, the cartoon.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
And not the movie.
Exactly.
And, you know, Overload, my band, we actually, in the last year, we had a 80s throwback logo is what I called it. And it was the Masters of the Universe logo. And it's...
Oh, that's kick-ass.
Yeah, it's one of those things, so I totally get what you're saying there. But
well, speaking of that, I really dig you guys, man. I think you guys are like us. You know, you're kind of a throwback band like we are, like just back to the kicking ass.
I'm a total fan
fat riffs and
fat riffs and thrash. You know.
Yeah, man. That's where it's at to me.
Oh, I agree. But, I mean, return of the riff is what I call it. You know.
Yes, and that's exactly what we are trying to achieve. Also, is getting back to the riff. Man. It's all about the riff.
Definitely.
With us.
But you said the Dwight Yoakam thing. Which,
oh yeah.
Fuck
you too, Randy. You tuning son of a bitch. Get the fuck out.
Which in when this show was on the FM station, they only did local music, which was all of Kentucky and about 50 miles north into Indiana, about Columbus, Indiana. And Dwight Yoakam is from Pikeville, Kentucky. You know, so the funny thing is like, I'd go through when I'm like setting up songs to play, I would be like listening to Dwight Yoakam because I like country and shit like that too. Not just all about metal, but in his film career, that was the film where I realized that he could be a creepy bastard. And then he was in Panic Room, and he was even worse.
Yeah.
So I totally. It's like, and he, even when he's in like, what is it, like 4 Christmases or some shit, when he's like the preacher, he's even worse in that. It's like this guy's like keeps playing really sleazeball.
He plays a fucking great villain, man.
Oh yeah,
he is just excellent.
For sure.
But nothing beats Doyle to me. I mean, Doyle to me is his hallmark.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He had the best lines in the whole fucking movie, man. I mean, his lines were just legendary. I love them.
So
but what an asshole! He just wanted that fucker to get it so bad, man.
And that's that always makes a good villain. I think is that when you just sit there and you're like, oh. That motherfucker needs this.
Yeah, get him, Carl, get him.
Right. Do you have a favorite food?
Favorite? Oh, fuck. Plural. I'm a big food fan, man. Yeah. I got to cut back on some fucking food, actually, man. I've got a little bit out of control. I need to.
You got to get back into
back from the
spandex.
food a little bit. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. I'll tell you, dude, honeycomb cereal at fucking midnight is probably about as good as it gets.
Nice.
That's why I'm out of control with my fucking weight. I need to.
So seriously, honeycombs at midnight is your favorite food?
Yeah, sometimes some Fruity Pebbles. I just alternate.
Oh, right on. So cereal. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I love cereal, man.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh shit. Well, I mean, I've got plenty that a lot of people would consider guilty pleasures, but I don't really feel guilty about them because I fucking love them.
Well, here's a preface. I said, is it wrong that ELO is my guilty pleasure? And I got roasted for saying ELO is not a guilty pleasure because they're fucking awesome.
Well, see, I'll tell you a couple of mine and see if I get the same reaction. I fucking love Prince.
Nah, I totally agree. Prince.
I fucking love Prince.
100%.
Prince was amazing.
Very much.
Fucking, I love Tori Amos.
Nah, I'm not arguing on there. 90s. Yep. Not arguing.
Tom Waits. Tom Waits is one of my favorite artists.
Personally not a Tom Waits fan, but I can go along with people who are.
Right. There's a lot of people like that to me too, like Bob Dylan or Bruce Springsteen. I really don't get Bruce at all. I never had an appeal for Bruce, but people love that son of a bitch, and you know what? More power to him. I do respect him. He's been around for a long time. He's a good songwriter. He's just not my cup of tea. And Dylan, being an incredible songwriter that Dylan is, I still never quite got there with him, but I do respect what he did and understand why people love him.
I understand
if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, very much. It's one of those things to me with Dylan. Dylan is such a ridiculous songwriter, and I might not like everything that he does, but I might like certain things that he does.
Right, but damn, he's prolific, man.
Very much. Like, I just heard the other day, and I don't really research Dylan or anything like that, but I was just like, really? That's him? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious? And I was just like, I've known that song for years, and I never knew it was Dylan singing it. And it's like,
well, Prince is like that too. When you go to research the songs that Prince wrote that other people made hits out of, you'd be shocked.
Very much.
Yeah, it'd blow your mind. How many songs that he wrote that ended up being number one hits for other people?
It's
crazy.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, none of those to me being, would be a guilty pleasure. Maybe somebody like Motley Crue. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you know what? I love Madonna sometimes too, man. I got to admit, I hated that bitch almost my whole life, and for some reason, a couple of years ago, I caught a concert video of hers and fucking fell in love with her, man. After 40 years of hating this chick.
Was it because she was playing guitar though? Because I knew that she was playing guitar on some things.
Well, that didn't hurt my feelings any, But no, dude, it was just. I tell you another thing that kind of helped out was her guitar player's name is Monty Pittman, and he put out a couple of metal albums, and they are fucking monstrous, man. They are really good.
Nice.
And it caused me to have a second look, I guess. And I watched one of her concerts and just completely fell in love with her, dude. Went and bought all kinds of albums of hers and actually started listening to fucking Madonna some, dude. It's embarrassing. Fuck it. I don't care, man. I would say that's probably a guilty pleasure.
Right.
It's my newfound love of Madonna.
Right. For a metalhead, that would be definitely a guilty pleasure for sure.
Yeah, because I literally go to sleep with fucking Cannibal Corpse on, but I'll put a Madonna album in every once in a while. Fuck it,
So the preface for this question, because I've asked this question to a lot of people, and I've gotten like, what? What's that? Because they're younger and they don't get it. And I've had a lot of younger bands on the Metal Forge over the last year. But you're an old,
sure.
and this is a metal question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your Spinal Tap moments?
Okay.
Because you played music a while. This isn't the first band you've ever been in. And I'm sure you've had them from other bands.
Oh, yeah. I remember one very in particular time. And it was crazy, dude. It was a Halloween at a place.
It wins already.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Halloween. It was like 99, 98, or 2000. I can't fucking remember the year, man. It was between 99 and 2001 or 2. See how well I remember shit.
Right.
It's like a fucking 4-year gap there, you know. But anyway, it was fucking Halloween. I remember that. And it was my band, Hellbilly. And we were the headliners that night. We had a packed fucking house, dude. We had like, I don't know, 100 people or 150 people in this little tiny place. It was a little bar in Frankfurt. And we had dry ice running for like several minutes before we were going to play. And here we lit the guitars up and just let them just ring out for a couple of seconds because our singer had gotten into this costume. He was going to come out in this fucking costume and just jump out on the stage and, how the fuck are you? And, you know, we were going to kick it off. Well, he jumps out with his fucking mask on. He can't see shit. He falls onto my other guitar player's stomp pedal, breaks it into fucking pieces, slips, falls, busts his fucking ass. And here we are. I mean, right in front of the whole world, like 100 fucking people. It destroys my other guitar player's pedal where he can't even play.
Oh, no.
And busts his ass at the same time. We don't know if he's hurt. We don't know how bad he's hurt. You know, so here we are running over to him, save him. Here's my other guitar player completely out of his fucking noodle because now it wasn't just a stomp pedal. It was the pedal that hooked to his amp.
Oh, no.
To his amp head. It was literally the fucking brain of his amp. So here we are, fucked, because he's stuck in clean. Can't even switch to his dirty channel now because his fucking stomp pedal's been destroyed. That controls his amp, and we're like, fuck, man, are you kidding? So it's a packed house. Everybody's rowdy. Everybody's ready to kick it off. Here my fucking singer comes out, almost breaks his neck, destroys our shit, and then, hey, here we are.
But did
so
you
we
continue?
Had to take no, we couldn't. We had to stop.
Oh,
so
no.
we told everybody we had to pick him up off the ground. I mean, he had fucked himself up, so he had to, like, you know, walk around for a minute, and plus the guitarist had to figure out a way to get his amp to work without the pedal. So we had to, we're sorry, people, we're going to take 10, you know, it was one of those. So, yeah, that was fucked up, man. You know, that was some bullshit. But we collected it, we got it back together, and we went back out 10 minutes later, and we kicked fucking ass, man, you know. So we redeemed ourselves, but, man, that was a fucking nightmare, dude. That was really bad. But that's as bad as it's been so far. I'm sure there's more coming, but, yeah, that one was pretty rough.
That's crazy. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that one sucked real bad. But, you know, I hope that's as bad as it ever gets, but it probably won't. Because I plan on playing until I'm fucking off the bone or in a retirement home, whichever comes first, you know.
I totally, yeah. I can't top that story, man. That's a good one. That's a really good one, honestly. It's wow.
It's fucked up, man. Now, my singer who was in that band, his name was Wade, Greg Wade, and he died a few years ago.
Oh.
A fucking fentanyl overdose.
Oh.
I've lost several friends over the years, over the last few years, due to that shit, and he was unfortunately one of them, and I miss him every day. That was my brother, man.
Yeah,
so,
that's
rest in peace, Wade. You're being remembered, brother. I love you, man.
Stuff like that. So upsetting. You know, it's such an epidemic in the United States right now. You know.
Oh, fuck, especially here, man, in Appalachia. You know, it's just really just destroyed everything, man. It's really it's touched every family that I know in some form or fashion.
Right.
I mean, it's just really unbelievable.
So
but I hated to bring that whole episode down.
No, not at all, dude. Not at all. It's
but
something.
I had to mention that because I was talking about my brother, and it was really his story more than it was mine because it happened to him. He was the butt end of that tragedy there,
Right.
But I had to give him the love that he deserved there. But,
I wouldn't expect anything less out of that. So before we go, and we're going to close out the show with crows.
Cool.
Do you tell everybody how to get a hold of you guys to book you on a show, just even to check you out?
Oh, okay. Well, you can. Well, of course, we have a Facebook page, and we also have a Bandcamp page that we have our EP Phantoms on, which is for sale for $5. You can pick that up. You can stream it a couple of times for free, so that way you don't buy it and hate it, and then want to cuss us and throw shit at us. You can listen to it a couple of times, make sure you like it, and then you can buy it. So we set it up like that, so people wouldn't be just in the dark. I've got my personal contact information for the band on our Facebook page if anybody wants to book us or have any inquiries.
And it is Palewalker.
Come see us. It's Palewalker, one word.
Yes, because you do have to watch out, because I did notice this when I originally had searched you all back before. Facebook is stupid. It's a piece of shit. And it wants to auto-correct it to Paul Walker.
Paul Walker, yeah, the fucker from the Fast and Furious. Well, I shouldn't say that. He's dead now. But, yeah, the Fast and Furious guy.
Yes. So,
they did it to my own shit. I fucking pulled up Paul Walker 50 times trying to go to our page.
Right. Yeah. So, but it's Palewalker, not Paul Walker.
Palewalker, yeah. Palewalker. P-A-L-E Walker.
Absolutely. And do you have any shout-outs you want to give before we go?
Oh, fuck, just everybody, man. Lexington is so full of great bands. We've got Creature of Exile.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Necro Winter. Goddamn, just a bunch of good bands down here that deserve the love right now.
I'm a big fan of the Storm Toker.
Storm Toker, I was about ready to say them. David Langley's a good friend of mine, man. We're both like Godzilla nerds.
Oh, yeah.
We both love Godzilla. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But Storm Toker's the other one everybody should be looking out for to come see, man. There's just several of us that are really good right now. And if you know anything about the scene right now, Lexington, it's fucking about half dead. People aren't coming out because the bars aren't booking. They're not booking the harder bands right now, and I don't fucking know why, because we've got about the best lineup of bands here that we've had in maybe the last 15, 20 years. Another band called Gotcha, that's a bunch of veteran guys that I know, Mike Duncan and Phil Osborne, that are fucking kicking ass right now. Can't hardly get a gig in their own hometown. It's fucking pathetic. But if you see any of those bands or us on a bill, come out and see us, man. Come out and hang out and come up and say hey and just, fucking have a good time, man. Get off the couch, get out of the fucking phone. Get out of your fucking phone.
Yes.
Come join the living, man. Be among the living and come out and join your brethren, man, and get fucking wild for a night.
One of my probably the favorite show I ever played was at Magbar, and it was Overload, Savage Master, and Kingslayer. And
hell yeah, man, Kingslayer kicked ass. I know one or two of those guys too. They were great.
Oh yeah, their bass player's done a couple tattoos on me. So shout out to James Shane. He's probably listening. So, but the thing about it was
Stacey Savage, of course, the local queen.
That
local
her and Adam Neal and Larry and all those cool fuckers in that band. Yes.
Hell yeah.
But what was so cool about it is, like, nobody was on their phone. The whole show, like, it was
that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's been like 5 or 6 years ago now, but it was such a social event that nobody was on their phones. Everybody was talking to each other. Everybody's watching the bands. It was so fucking cool. Best show ever, that I think I've ever played. But
well, it's a great. There's no better feeling in the world, is there, man, than to have that. It's just the best feeling in the world.
Oh, it's
there's nothing
great.
better.
Nothing at all. Also, I do want to mention before we go that you guys will be playing the 21st Amendment Tavern on May 9th.
Yes.
With Overload and another to be announced band. That show is going to start at, the doors are at 9, show starts at 10. It's 21 and up, $5 to get in. That's one good thing about the Metal Forge Live shows. We feature guests from the Metal
Forge. If you cheap bitches, you better come out for $5.
Right.
And see some good bands, man.
And it's the weekend after the Derby, so either you made money or you lost money. So if you made money, come spend it on drinks. If you lost money, come drink your sorrows away and check out some killer fucking bands.
That's exactly right. Either way is a reason to celebrate. Either you need a pick-me-up or you need to go and buy everybody around a drink. Whichever one it is, come and hang out. Sounds like the winter to me.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Michael, thank you. I appreciate you calling in tonight. It's been fucking killer, and I've enjoyed talking metal with you. And check these guys out. This song is Crows. Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at tattoocharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait. Visit 21st Amendment Tavern, located in the Germantown neighborhood at the corner of Burnett and Shelby. 21st Amendment Tavern has great drinks and amazing food from head chef Andrea Estes. Also at the tavern, the Metal Forge Live is featured with doors at 9 and shows at 10 and just $5. Head on out to 21st Amendment Tavern.